We're at the stage where there's just 3 games left in the Turkish league season and things couldn't be an awful lot closer at the top of the table, and all 3 sides have got a crucial game today. Now, the league table has shifted since the last episode. We are now at the summit of it, and we could have been even further than the 1 point ahead that we are had we not dropped points in injury time of our most recent game. But we have done well to climb above Besiktas and Trabzonspor. The main reason we've come back for an episode today is not because we're in action against Kasim Pasha, but because Trabzonspor and Besiktas are in action against each other. Ideally, I think we would like a Trabzonspor win whilst we are victorious in our game. I'll take a draw between the two, as that could allow us to move 3 points clear at the top of the table, which with 2 games to go would put us in the box seat for the title. Typically though, Football Manager is making the run-in as difficult as it can by handing out some injuries to key players, including our starting goalkeeper Elias Olafsson. He's been missing for a couple of weeks already. He's going to be out for potentially another 3, so we're having to play our backup goalkeeper in some crucial games, although he does have some under-21 caps, so I guess he has a little bit of pedigree. He's never been able to force his way into the full national team though. Turkish boss Sean Dyche. That's right, Sean Dyche has not picked him for the full squad. What a career progression this man has had since leaving Burnley. He has bounced on to Peterborough, then Middlesbrough, then Bristol City, and the obvious next route is Turkey. Well, if we can go and manage Benin and Ivory Coast, I guess Sean Dyche can manage the Turkish national team. But we have another injury as well as Olafsson. We've been picking up a series of knocks to Temel. He was out for a couple of games, came back, played a couple of games, and then has got injured again. He's got a damaged heel that's only going to keep him out for a few more days, but I think he's only going to be fit enough for the bench today. After today, we do have a nice 10-day break where we can try and refresh the players, and that's going to be pretty welcome, so we can try and get our strongest players fit for the last couple of games. I'm just going to reverse the order of the fixtures so that they run up the screen so that you can see them more clearly. It was a crucial win in our last episode as we beat Besiktas, and in our next fixture we ran up 5 goals against Adanaspor. Umit put us into the lead early before Temel scored on 17 minutes. Chukovin put us 3-0 up with less than 20 minutes on the clock before Temel added a 4th for us before half-time. We were unable to add any more goals in the second half until the 93rd minute when Ali Akgul managed to score a 5th to make it a very comprehensive victory. But since that game we've had dominant performances, but that's not really been reflected in the scoreline. Our next fixture was a 1-0 win with Miguel Crespo scoring in the 72nd minute. And then we took on Alanyaspor. It was a 2-0 victory, Umit scoring both of the goals before the first leg of our cup semi-final against Trabzonspor. We dominated the game and Trabzonspor had a man sent off very early on, but despite only having 3 shots in the match, they took the lead and we needed a change of shape and tempo to get level through Fabinho before an own goal gave us a narrow first leg victory. And so to that most recent game where we did drop points, we drew 1-1. We shouldn't have. We were 1-0 up very early through Chukovin and we had a number of chances to add a second, but then in the 94th minute, with only 1 of 2 shots that they had on target during the entire match, our opponents equalised. Otherwise, we would have had an extra 2 points on our tally and would have been even further ahead at the top of the table. But I don't think we can be too disappointed. We were outside the European qualification places when we took over. We've still not lost a game in all of our time in charge of Fenerbahce, and with 3 games to go, it's in our hands. And if Trabzonspor could do us a good turn today and take points off Besiktas, we are going to be the favourites to seal the title with 2 games to go. But none of that is helping us too much in the job market, I'm afraid. We've attended more interviews but been unsuccessful in securing a job for next season so far. Stuttgart turned us down, and then we also went for a job interview at Freiburg in the Bundesliga, and they turned us down after the interview as well. Both of those were 4-star clubs, and we are only a 3.5-star manager, but with just 2 seasons of our mercenary career remaining, we want to make sure that our next club is one in a big league and one that also might give us an outside chance of competing for silverware, difficult, I know, when your reputation is still just 3.5 stars, but would a potential Turkish League and Cup double make us more attractive to prospective employers? I think it probably would, and if no suitable jobs become available between now and the start of next season, it may well be that we need to take a year out of the game to try and secure the job that we want for an exciting end to this mercenary adventure. But we've got to secure that Turkish League and Cup double first, and I don't think today's opponents are going to be easy. Let's check out what they've got to offer in the Scout Report. Today's game is another Istanbul derby against Kasim Pasha. Coach Mustafa Air has guided them to 12th place in the Super League, and having beaten Galatasaray earlier in the season, they can clearly upset the big boys on their day. Their star man is midfield schemer Carlo Lucevec, and they'll be coming to our stadium hoping to cause another upset as Fenerbahce take on Kasim Pasha. So this feels like the most crucial game since we've taken over at Fenerbahce, not just because of our own performance today, but also what's going on in the Trabzonspor and the Besiktas game is going to be crucial to the outlook of the table at the end of today's game. We could be a maximum of 4 points clear at the top. Trabzonspor, if they beat Besiktas, will be tied on 64 points with them, and if we win our game, we will be on 68. Let's hope that both of those results pan out in today's game. And to that end, we've got a highlight early. Mora is raiding down the left. He sends in a cross that's cut out. We're going to have to build up again. Carlson recycles the ball. Gets it to Akgul in the midfield, and now Hakan, is he going to fire in a long shot? He is! And that's the perfect start to the game, although, note of caution, we've taken the lead early in a couple of games and then gone on to draw them by not finding the second goal. So today, we need to try and score that second goal as quickly as we can to make the afternoon a little more secure. But Hakan has picked a fabulous moment to fire home a great goal to put us 1-0 in the lead. We've had plenty of action in the Trabzonspor game as well. They took the lead early, but Besiktas have come back and equalised, so they're tied at 1-1. And now we've got another highlight in our match. This could be an afternoon of many twists and turns. Let's see whether we can make our part of the equation a little bit more comfortable with an early second goal. Chukovin's in, a clear sight of goal. Now we're looking at the linesman and the VAR review to see whether that was offside. Did he go just a smidgen early? We're going to find out now. It has been disallowed. Don't be one of those afternoons where we fail to find that all-important second goal and then concede a late equaliser. It was fractions. It was a good finish as well, but we're still 1-0 in the lead. We're doing all the early pressing in this game, but we've not managed to find this second goal. I think we've had 11 shots so far, and we've got a free kick wide over on the right, and we've hit the bar through the header. This is going to be one of those games I feel that's going to be nervous and tense. I've lost the Trabzonspor result down the bottom of the table, and our opponents show that there is a little bit of life in them. We do need this second goal. We're still tied at 1-1 in the Trabzonspor game. We need to score another goal. Carlson in the midfield. Back to Vedat. Now we've got it to Umit. Chukovin's in again. He has managed to beat the keeper, but he doesn't beat the woodwork. It clips the outside of the post. Perhaps one more chance to score before half-time. Akgul is in the midfield again. He's looking far more influential today. Chukovin gets the ball to Umit. Can he finish? He can. We've scored a second goal right on the stroke of half-time. We've got 3 minutes of stoppage time that we need to try and see out, but that could be crucial. We could quite happily stop both games now. A 2-0 win for us, a 1-1 draw between Trabzonspor and Besiktas, and we will be 4 points clear of our challengers with 2 league games left to go, and we've got the second leg of a cup quarter-final to look forward to as well. I think we should tell the boys they've performed pretty well in the first half. We have got a free kick right at the start of the second half that Mora takes and puts us 3-0 up. Our game is secure, but Football Manager does like its fun and games, doesn't it? Back on our other screen, the result between Besiktas and Trabzonspor has now disappeared from the latest scores, so we can only guess as to what's happening in that game. It's bounced back. It's still tied at 1-1. But this could be disastrous in the run into the end of the season. Chukovin's come off injured. It says he has a potential foot injury. Hopefully, It's nothing more than a knock that he can recover from over the next 10 days. I don't think it will make a difference to today, but in the cup semi-final and the rest of our league games, it could be absolutely crucial. That Trabzonspor result keeps disappearing off the bottom of the screen. We need to try and find out what's going on in that game as we come forward in search of a fourth. We've lost the ball, but we're still pressing them. We need to try and win it back. We've done that now. Carlson picks up all of the loose balls in the midfield, gives it to Vedat, and the two of them start to play us out down the left. Mora being very influential today, and he's got a good ball into the box, which we've recycled, and Carlson does the work again, gets it to Akgul. This is a long highlight. Maybe it's one that's going to end in a goal. We've gone down the right this time. Not seen too much of Fabio, but he sent a good ball in there. Fortunately, we've headed it just wide. So we've paused our match. The Trabzonspor game has disappeared again down the bottom of the table, but check out the league. Besiktas and Trabzonspor have tied up at 64 points, so I think Trabzonspor must have scored a second goal in that game. Indeed they have. It's popped up now. They have taken the lead. That would be even better than a draw. It would leave us 4 points clear at the top. Now we just want to get through to the end of the match and let those scores stay the same. We've added a fourth, so we've done our bit comfortably. And the man that's come on for Chukovin has headed home that fourth goal. It was a good ball in. We've headed it across. He's got the easiest way of nodding it into the net in the world. And now we're 4-0 up. So we're into stoppage time now. It's still looking like it's 2-1 to Trabzonspor in their game. This could be the ideal scoreline for us. We're going to tell our players that they've done excellently today. Let's see what the league table's looking like. Trabzonspor have managed to hold on. They've made it a perfect afternoon for us, taking 3 points from our nearest rivals whilst we win 4-0. We've now got 2 games left to play, and we have the luxury of being able to lose one of those and still win the title. But I think we'll come back for our next league game, because if we secure 3 points, we're going to be Turkish League champions.